there is definitely a downturn coming. We can see that the world is like going in a different direction. So I have runway for whatever, 2 years, 3 years, like 1 year, depending on the investor, they pushed us to have a reasonable runway. So so it's not just YC is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
The impact probably depends on when you last raised, right? For us, like we were at summer 21, like basically a year back, and we raised like last September, which was like good market. So we are kind of like on, a better side, right, of like this spectrum. But for the companies that are not yet at product market fit and raised like 2 years back, that probably is very challenging time. Yeah, for us, I mean, even though we are good to go and we have like very good runway, we still like met with co-founders and like made some decisions where we decided to cut some like non-essential expenses, right?
It's slightly different for us, I mean, which is pretty fascinating in some ways. So like the way our business works is we help with the bottom line a lot more. Like we help you save money, make your process more efficient, etc. Right? So last year when things were great, we had to position ourselves that, okay, employees would be happy. And right now it's a different thing. We are getting a little bit more reached out because they're like, oh yeah, we would like to save money. Tell us how. Or when we say that, oh, we save money, they're like a little bit more interested in figuring out how, because everyone wants or is in that mindset of like saving money. So that's kind of what we help with at some level. So people are interested.
That's really helpful insight. Yeah, like changing your positioning, your pitch to saving money could help you thrive.
For sure.
That's really interesting.
Everyone is looking for that right now. So
and that's the same for us from the beginning, right? We do cloud cost management, and this like value proposition becomes like even more important at the times of downturn.
Let's audit those tools and see how we can, give you a better price or be more efficient at our lead gen. Or instead of hiring, we have a team now that can do outbound calls at a really good rate. Maybe you want to work with us at a much lower rate or on a performance basis rate. So we're trying to find opportunity there. Summer months, just statistically for sales, always is bad. People are on vacation, it's nice outside. No one wants to take that meeting. I get it.
Yeah.
So summer is always kind of tough.
We're crypto entirely, right? So for us, it's actually delaying the launch of our token. We haven't minted or launched the token yet. And that's a clear, you have to wait for the market to recover to do it, because no one's excited about buying a new token if the market sucks. And that's just how it is. So for us, we are just taking our time building product, getting more users into product, releasing product. And then fundraising is also slowed on the crypto side. I do purely Web3 fundraising. So that means no equity. It's all token pre-sales. And the first round I raised was the easiest fundraise I've ever done in my life. I must have pitched 100 Web2 investors in my life and raised not tons of millions, but somewhere around $6-7 million in Web2 traditional VC fundraising. And then I raised 2.2 at Interlock, and it took me no time. And it felt like the easiest thing I'd ever done in my life. I was like, this is amazing. And now raising our second round has been slower because essentially everyone's capital is tied up in everything that's 60% down. So they're not really thrilled to deploy it right now. So we're taking our time. Thankfully, the last fundraise was in January and it's only June. So we have plenty of runway, but that's on my end.
I mean, the short answer for us is we raised in December, so we're good. But I still think deeply, because everyone else is like, got to cut back, got to get to 24 months burn. It's a little scary, right? Like in any other funding environment, I would be like, of course I can raise, I've got the fundamentals, but in this market, like I still can raise. It's just a question of how big a hit I take on valuation. So it's a little scarier to go faster than I would like.
We raised basically right before all these sort of articles started coming out and the market started going down. So that was perfect. And, our revenue comes from Medicare, which is probably the most resilient thing against what the market's doing. But we're thinking about some of these like early revenue opportunities a little more closely, and what our milestones seem to look like for our next fundraise. And that's affecting what order we do things in.